and I'm gonna check to see if there's an actual range on how far he can go. I know he won't be able to talk to me telepathically, but I think he can just go as far as he wants.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to send him south. Tell him to just scout around for 15 minutes, and if he doesn't find anything by the end of the 15 minutes, to come back.
And he doesn't find any sign of the ogres in that time.
While he's doing that, Gus is going to look down at Tom, and he's going to ask him where he stashed the stuff.
He said he imagines the ogres had it in their camp. So if the valuables aren't there anymore, then they must be gone.
I'm not happy. I thought we would get swag out of this, but apparently not.
And Tom looks up. He says, "Well, look at the bright side. You have my cheerful face to keep your company."
What?
I mean, that's not nothing, but at the same time, we do got bills to pay.
He said he was going to put information in there for us, right? That's what we came for. Information on the flying pig.
He was going to drop off the cash in both of his sending stones.
Okay, just
all
cash.
the information that he already gave you.
Yeah, okay.
Because remember, he decided not to adhere to the terms of his letter. He did not actually enter a pact with the creature. He was too savvy for that.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
So yeah, Lucius is looking pretty sour right now. Came out here for 2 days expecting swag and got nothing out of it. He's not happy.
We'll take a nap. Everything will look better in the morning, and then we can kill some ghouls and take whatever crap they have, and that'll make me feel better.
So where is the party standing on going back down into the mausoleum?
Lucius wants to go back down there.
We can totally handle this.
What are you going to do with Tom in the meantime?
Well,
set him up with a nice camp right next to this horrible hag tape.
Maybe we should break in and just put him in there in the bed. That would be amusing when she actually comes home.
Well, you were saying that the place is magically locked, right?
No, I tripped.
Is he unable to actually walk on his own right now?
He's got a broken leg.
Okay.
And his everything from the waist down is very advanced age after sitting in that hole.
I'm not sure how much, like... Oh, can he... Is his other leg in good enough shape that, like, can he walk with a crutch?
He hasn't tried yet.
Okay.
I should probably set his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to try and set his leg.
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Can I have a... I'm going to use 2 blips, and can I have a cigarette?
Yeah, you can have a cigarette. Assuming you're going to do this after I finish burying the bugbears.
Alright. That is a 16.
You managed to set the broken leg, and yeah, Tom can get around on his own with a crutch now. But he is still fairly exhausted, and he moves with some difficulty.
Like, we probably should let him rest a bit and get his
I think
strength
you gotta
back
come down
before we leave. Because we didn't bring a wagon or anything. We just walked here.
What is still in the mausoleum that we want to go back in there for?
Horrible, blind monsters.
You're not curious?
I'm fairly curious. If I give Tom access to my alchemical supplies, can he prepare anything for us for tomorrow?
He has some, like, he's got Artificer class levels. I just haven't decided yet how many he has or what he actually has access to. But we can assume that he's got access to, say, level 1 and 2 Artificer abilities.
So could he make us a pair of infusions to go down there?
Let me go in the tunnel and get my book with the Artificer stuff in it. What do you ask him to make?
Let's enhance Florian and let's enhance Gustavus's armor, and if he can make Florian a wand. And I'm gonna pour out 2 vials of acid from the jug unless anyone needs anything else. I'm gonna enhance my own armor for tomorrow.
Oh, I've actually got
Not
to
to
pick what 4 infusions that he is able to make.
Right.
All right, that's
not to second guess you, but Florian seems to do pretty well with that magic missile.
I'm sorry.
Maybe
Not
we should give Lucius
sorry,
one?
Lucius. Yeah, that's what I meant. That was my bad.
We're basically the same person. It's fine.
No, you're completely different. I just slipped on the name there.
I'll have you know that I am always curious about everything, and if that is the reason why we will go back into the mausoleum, I am absolutely for it.
I mean,
you
just imagine the.
Do you want to write these down for now, Alex?
Yeah.
And then I'll put together an actual stat block for him later if he continues to be a character. He's definitely got Boots of Winding Path. Enhanced Weapon. Instead of Enhanced Weapon, let's say he's got Repeating Shot. He wouldn't need both of those. That's 2. Replicate Magic Item, Bag of Holding. And what is it that you needed him to have to pull off what you want to pull
Enhanced
off?
defense.
Miraculously, that's one of the 4 he actually has.
So, well, let's give. Boy, I'd say let's give. Ask him if he can give Gus both Boots of the Winding Path and Enhanced Defense.
Or can I
'Cause
can I
already got
have
repeating shot.
can I have just +1 on my shield and my armor?
No, you can only use each infusion once.
Oh.
Yeah, if he doesn't have any materials of his own, but if you give him access to your materials, he's able to do these for you. So you can have 2 extra infusions when you go in.
So yeah, let's enhance Gus's armor and let's give him those magical boots.
Okay. That lets you teleport up to 15 feet away to a space of your choosing.
I think it's a space you've already moved in the same action or in the same round, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the main reason I haven't picked it.
Okay.
It's kind of really weird, nebulous.
So, am I getting what is it?
He
You're
doesn't
not
have
getting
anything-
squat.
He doesn't have anything good for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, okay. Get my hopes up and then dash them quite expertly, sir.
Sounds like Lucius regrets being a warlock and wishes he was an artificer instead.
Who doesn't?
You can multi-class. Multi-classing is always a trap, but you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't do it.
So are we taking a long rest? Is that the next thing that's going to happen?
Yeah.
Where
sounds like
are you
me.
setting up camp? And are you building a fire?
How sheltered would just in this backyard be? Like,
Is this raised up here?
Yeah.
I would say let's camp up there where we have a good view of the mausoleum.
That seems like a plan to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you guys setting a fire up there?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Let's attract enemies.
Really rather not, but thank you.
Go ahead and take the benefits of the long rest.
I mean, the flying pig thing knows who we are, so.
No enemies are attracted over the course of the night. After getting a few hours of restful sleep, and I'm assuming you guys are sharing your rations with him,
Yeah.
Tom is able to create for you the infusions that he thinks you're absolutely insane for wanting to go back down in there.
Yeah.
The way I see it, you owe us some swag anyway, so this is just us taking our payment.
Also, I mean, an ancient noble family had crazy money and tons of resources and built that insanity. Like, did you see that wheel thing? Who knows what the heck that thing does? If
And
we
very
can't
little
find a way to
common
use
sense.
that, that's on us.
Tom, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm going down here because they're gonna get themselves killed.
He agrees that there's probably a good chance that there was treasure down there at one point, but you have to understand this was decades ago when all the bad things here went down. He has to imagine that the place has been picked over by adventuring types and grave robbers, to say nothing of the Dunfossian army that swept through and put an end to the mischief in the first place.
Well, you saw that creepy stuff that was already down there. Now, like, you know, the things that chased us back into the pit room where you fell down. Those didn't get cleaned out by the Dunfoss military.
He shrugs. He concedes the point that yes, it seems as though those hundreds and hundreds of horrible monsters that echoed down through the infinite tunnel in the center of the crypts were not in fact killed by the Dunfoss army. He doesn't see how this
one in one shot.
He doesn't see how this supports an argument that we should be going back inside.
Well, for starters, I doubt that tunnel is infinite. Florian says.
Also, yes, like I said, I dropped one in one shot, so I don't. As long as none of them get on me, I'll be fine. And Lucius looks to Gustavus.
Don't look at me. This is a bad idea. I'm going along because, well, you know, if everybody else, I don't get paid. If everybody else dies, then I'm solely responsible for the debt. So you know what? Might as well just make it a full house.
That's the spirit, Gus.
I mean, you might not get paid, Gus, but you're totally in some debt to my father now. And I appreciate it.
I thought we paid the 23 gold.
More like
My books say it's still there.
Oh.
So you guys are going back down into the horrible mausoleum.
Yeah. Are the pittance still there?
You're saying this as though you didn't predict it, but that just seems fake.
That it's very fake. You're right about that. I thought there was a non-zero chance you would explore the place before attempting to rescue Tom.
But we had a job to do there, and now that we're here, we might as well go the full 9, now that we see what we're up against.
Alright, so go ahead and place yourselves back in the dungeon.
I need to pop back in and reset it.
This
I'll be
is
right back.
fully Bog Award.
Yeah.
Oh, is that on my side?
for me.
It's it's on your side. You just need to rejoin.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What the fuck is Tabletop anyway? What the fuck is Tabletop Simulator?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, it takes me a minute to join, so I'll be there in a minute.
Okay.
Assume that I'm in the middle and Scrappy's in the back for now.
I'll be in front of Scrappy because I have fear in my heart.
That's why I'm keeping Scrappy in the back, because these things are going to come up behind us.
Right. That's why I'm directly in front of Scrappy.
Oh, I thought you said behind. Okay, yep.
I'll be in front of Seeker.
Okay.
And what's next?
Is this Scrappy? I think so. Let's first things first.
Take the hallways one at a time.
Can we hear any sounds of anything?
You hear the standard ambiance of the place, which is the echoey gibbering from all directions.
All right, let's go check on the echoey gibbering from the northwest first.
Yeah, sounds good.
Coming in, do we have a light source?
I don't think we want one.
They're blind.
Right, but you guys...
But that skeleton thing sure didn't like having a light source next to it.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather know if there was a skeleton thing than not know if there was a skeleton thing?
I mean, I'll know it. I just want to be able to get a good look at it in the dark. Everyone here can see in the dark.
I have Scrappy here
Seeker.
for you, by the way.
Stop taking up
Yep.
like six blocks.
Lucius, your dark vision makes you see as though it was bright light, right?
I don't have that dark vision.
Oh, you got rid of that? Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted the tome, which so far I'm not regretting.
No,
So,
that's fair.
Gus, as you start entering the room, you notice that the material in the center that was covering the pit is covering less of the pit than it was before. Where previously it had crumbled all the way out to the edges, now there's a good 2 or 3 feet of material in a ring around the lip of the pit. It seems like it's growing inward.
That's probably a good thing.
I mean, that means who knows how many people have fallen down that pit.
We're not going down the pit, Alex.
No, I mean, it's just like, Scrappy wasn't the first one to fall down that pit. Probably won't be the last.
Heading up this way,
I wonder what's down that pit.
the hallway goes forward maybe 20 feet or so, then turns a little bit to the right and ends in a single door.
Do you want me to get that door?
Let me try to see if it's open first, because the
No.
monster's
It's closed.
unlocked first.
Trying to open the door?
Yes, I'm going to very easily, just
Gingerly.
as quietly as I can, open the door.
Okay.
Just kind of push it open ever so slowly.
And on the other side is a gelatinous cube.
Am I revealing this slowly enough for you?
Jokes.
You could go a little slower.
Treble always doubles down. That's just the kind of man he is.
Don't be a coward. No half measures.
Right.
It looks as though the room on the other side is empty, but it also looks lived in. Strewn about are just scraps of rotten meat, bones of some kinds of creatures. You see what might be the long, decayed husks of the blind gray creatures that live here. Currently, the room is unoccupied, except for this just kind of debris strewn about.
All right. Y'all go ahead.
All right.
I'll keep watch at the door.
Well, you can come in. We've got a construct guarding this.
Oh, right.
There's a hallway leading out the north edge of the room.
I wanna start searching these walls for secret passages like that brick.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'll check the east wall while you check the south wall.
And yeah, Gus, this hallway goes forward about 15 feet, then turns sharply to the right.
I'm going to kind of gingerly, as slowly as possible, kind of peek around the corner.
And you see a long hallway that splits off into many alcoves on the left and right side. At the far side of the hallway, you see a stone sarcophagus in an alcove at the end of the hall.
That's a 19 on investigate.
Seeker, how'd you do?
26.
You guys search the walls, as paying close attention to the bricks near to the bottom, nearest to the floor, and no, you don't find anything out of place. The walls seem to be intact.
Gus throws his thumb behind him and says, "It looks like there's a bunch of sarcophaguses and graves back there."
That's
The
interesting.
plural is sarcophagi.
Do they look cracked open?
I didn't get close enough.
Yeah,
Let me take a look.
that's the next question.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate one of these sarcophagi.
As you step in, yeah, there's stone sarcophagi, and they're very bizarre looking. You've got an archaeology background, don't you?
Yep.
Okay. So typically, what differentiates a sarcophagus from just a coffin is that the visage of the deceased is carved or somehow painted or placed on top of the stone box. There is something carved here. It's humanoid in shape, but there are no details. It's just like if you were to carve this game piece and make a sarcophagus out of it. That's what it looks like. Just a vaguely head shape with no details, a vague torso with no clothing or jewelry, no weaponry. It's like the person that was entombed here. Make either a religion or history check.
Can I aid that?
If it's religion, I'll let you make it at advantage because of your archaeology background. No, this is not something that you can aid. In general, you cannot aid another on a knowledge check. There's nothing Lucius can do to make him know a fact or not know a fact.
Okay.
That's
I
a
was gonna
22
maybe
on.
just
22?
having a conversation to bounce ideas off each other, but
22, okay. If Lucius dies right now, and you were going to entomb him in a sarcophagus, especially being from Keyskin descent, where that thing is very common, him being from a wealthy family, you would hire a a sculptor to form the sarcophagus to look like Lucius. So the person entombed here cannot be a featureless person. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
What this tells you, though, is the action of entombing the person inside was important, but the person's identity was not. This was some kind of ritualistic tomb, but the actual person inside didn't matter to the people who put them here. And that is a very scary thing to think about.
Is the sarcophagus human-sized?
Yes. I mean, you could easily fit any kind of medium-sized humanoid creature here.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Is there an easy way for me to maybe take the lid off?
Okay, stop.
Yeah.
I have a question here for you, and this is very important.
Uh-huh.
What is the time frame where it changes from grave robbing to archaeology? Because right now we're grave robbing, and I don't think we should.
It's not robbing if we're not taking anything.
I mean, yeah, right now I'm mostly interested in seeing if they like did anything ritually to the body.
It's
What
not
this
grave
tells
robbing
me-
if they're demon
it's-
worshippers.
Yeah, I think it's not necessary. I mean, it depends on what we find in here. We definitely just shouldn't take a dead body out and throw it in the trash or whatever. But
So
I'm
my
curious.
thought here about this situation is Tom upstairs outside said that there have been grave robbers and whatnot throughout here. They didn't touch these things.
Well, right now
That's
you've
not
only looked at one of them. It's the only one that's been examined.
To refresh my
Yeah, fair.
memory, this is a... What was this site? This was
A demon worshipper site.
this was a noble house of
was
Dunfoss
a noble house.
that were discovered to be demon worshippers. The Dunfossian army came in and wiped them all out. And this is their crypt specifically.
Right. Then it's... Okay. I find it really weird that they're featureless then, because if this is supposed to be a royal crypt, you don't even know the...
They might have been spiritual sacrifices. I mean,
That was my thought.
Florian,
They also
Yeah.
Yeah.
make an Arcana check.
Arcana, you say, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guess who was training in Arcana?
though I do appreciate the sentiment, Gus, and I
Hey.
generally agree.
like I just want to be clear. Like, you didn't answer my question, by the way.
The current definition of grave robbing by the Dunfossian Archaeological Society has a cutoff of 600 years.
Okay.
Florian, how do you do?
It was a 7 on Arcana.
A 7 on Arcana. All right.
That probably has something to do with with how long most dwarves expect to live, though. They expect their grandfathers basically to be grave robbing. Anyone older than that is archaeology. So that's entirely political.
Also, I'm going to point this out again. It's not grave robbing if they're demon worshipping. It's public sanitation.
Yeah, can I just look over the rest of them and see?
Walking down the hall,
Mm-hmm.
8 of these are the same featureless sarcophagus, and examining the stone lids, you can see where they've been worried at here and there. Maybe with a crowbar, maybe just somebody attempting to open them. It's not really possible to tell if they've been opened and replaced, but one of them, in this alcove here, is open and empty. The lid with the featureless humanoid carving is sitting in the alcove behind it, kind of propped up against this back wall.
And are they all stone?
Yes, all stone sarcophagus.
Okay. And you said it's empty?
Looking into it, yeah, just empty, nothing inside.
Featureless.
Gus, come over here. Stand next to this thing. I'm gonna climb inside and see if there's any secret traps or levers or
Well-
anything.
While they play games,
Yeah.
I'm going to begin casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay.
I'm gonna do an investigate on the interior of the sarcophagus.
So what are we doing with the sarcophagus? You're looking for traps?
I'm looking to see if there's not traps because I'm already inside it. It's too late for that. I'm looking to see if there's any release levers or anything that maybe open up a secret passage. That's gonna be an investigation of 13.
Okay, you don't find anything like release levers, you don't find any kind of mechanism. But what you do find is if you run your fingers kind of down the stone from the head of the sarcophagus down to the feet, there are thousands and thousands of little stone ridges that you cannot really see because you don't have a light source, but you can feel them with your hand. Maybe half an inch or so deep, and maybe just a fraction of that apart from each other, thousands of them, that kind of make just a rough pattern, only in one direction, from the head down to the foot of the sarcophagus.
Do we want to hazard a light to get a better look at it?
Gus will strike a torch.
Gus strikes a torch behind Alex. And yeah, looking inside the sarcophagus, it's empty, but now the ridges are in sharp focus. Looks kind of like miniature, like a washboard almost, that you could reach down with your fingers and you don't hurt. There's no way to hurt yourself on them. It's just, it was deliberately made that way, and it's not evident immediately why.
So, like, slats. When you say washboard.
I guess, for lack of a better term.
Huh.
They're not holes. They don't, like, go all the way through the base of the structure. You can maybe work your fingernail into one.
No.
I love how he says that. No, not doing that.
Pass.
Kind of fond of my fingernails.
What are you doing, Destil? Did we lose him? Because he's not in the game. I think we lost him.
Ominous. They've taken him.
Have any of us truly found ourselves?
I found Destil.
Okay.
I'm lost, though.
What's next?
So,
Like-
how about... So, Lucius steps over to the, toward the sarcophagi at the end of the hallway here.
Yeah.
Tries to get a better look at the features on that one.
And again, it's just featureless humanoid has been carved into the top. Just vague impression of a head and a torso and limbs, but no facial features, no clothing, no jewelry, no weaponry, no heraldry, nothing identifying whatsoever.
The description of the slats, that was that the sarcophagus itself or the lid on the back wall?
That's in the bottom of the sarcophagus. He said he climbed up and inside. So if you were to lay a body, they'd be laying on top of these thousands of little, like, stone slats.
Okay.
The lid of the sarcophagus is intact, and it's leaned up against the back wall right behind the sarcophagus itself.
Do you suppose that creature we fought earlier came from one of these sarcophagus?
These are too small. The creature we fought earlier could not fit in one of these.
I'm going to pick Alexander up and let him T-pose right here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just kind of peer behind the...
Are you going to slide it out of the way? Move it out of the way?
I mean, is it flush with the wall? Or is it just kind of leaned at an angle?
Pretty flush, but I mean, it's easy enough to move. It's heavy, but not impossibly heavy.
Okay, can I just move it to the side and see if there's anything behind it?
Sure. What's your passive perception? Oh, you got a torch. Never mind. Sliding it aside away from the wall, leaning it forward a little bit, sliding it a couple inches, peering behind with the torch. Just looks like a solid wall that it's leaned up against. But at the bottom, at floor level, you see the empty recess that you recognize from the previous room.
Ah. Yeah, I'm going to put it back.
Okay.
Put the door back, and I'm going to set it back up. It says, Lucius, there's another brick in the wall, like in the other room. I think we should just, like, not mention that. And I'm going to walk over here.
Well, at the same time, I'm curious as to what, if it's one time is, I don't know what it is. You know, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a conspiracy, or some shit like that. I don't know how the saying goes. But at the same time, I'd like to know if horrible experiments were being performed and sealed up behind these walls, like before. I got your back.
None of you guys have any pattern recognition. Okay, I'm going to slide the...
Do you want to go in without the torch this time?
Oh, that's a good idea. Pass the torch down.
Why not just douse it then?
Yeah, okay, I'll just douse it.
Okay.
It's doused.
Okay.
Hey, Destil. Welcome back.
What's next?
I'm just going to move the lid to the side. Just readjust it where it's like over here,
Okay.
where it's not in the way. And I'm going to pull the brick out.
There's no brick in this one, just the recess.
Oh, just the recess.
But harking down and looking, you see another one of these wooden pegs. And if you hold the torch down low, you can see it's attached to a wheel in the inside, just like the previous secret room that you found.
Okay. I'm going to try and turn the wheel.
Okay, let's get a strength check.
That is a 19.
And it takes a few moments of pushing back and forth to kind of loosen the mechanism. And you hear it groan as it comes loose and you start turning it. You pull it towards you. And it kind of moves under its own power just long enough to bring the second peg into position. And you grab that one and give it a push. And after a few moments, it starts rotating relatively easily. And you can feel some tension winding up as you do this. To the point where, after 3 or 4 pegs, if you were to let go, you think it might start snapping back. How long do you continue to pull this?
For a few minutes.
A few minutes?
Until it won't turn anymore.
Until it won't turn anymore. Okay. So here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I want you to make me a series of strength checks, starting at DC 10, increasing the DC by 5, and you tell me what the DC is before you finally fail one.
Okay.
So the first check is DC 10.
It's a pass.
Second is DC 15.
It's a fail.
Okay, so you failed at DC 15. And you try to reach in, but the peg is too far in, and you only grab it with the tips of your fingers, and it slides away from you. And your hand gets whacked by the previous peg as it cycles into place. You pull your hand out, and you hear the mechanism rocking and rotating in place. And then you see a bright light from the brick hole, like the dancing shadows of flame. I'm getting feedback from somebody.
It's fixed.
Okay, good. And you hear the sounds like a great gout of gas being pumped into a room. And you hear the sounds of bright flame filling the interior, followed by the horrible bellowing screech that you've come to recognize as this creature in pain. And after a few moments, the wheel comes to a rest, and the gouts die down, and the dancing shadows vanish. And the thing continues to bellow and cry out in agony.
Yeah, I told you that's where I would put the death gas.
Lucius steps back away from the horribleness, but he's contemplating in a certain way. So it's obviously a torture chamber, but it's so convenient to operate it. How would one operate that? Like, there's got to be an easier way to access that stuff.
Well, the way I figure it, there was probably like a wheel out here that was outside of the torture chamber, and they probably just popped it in place and then ease of torture. Yeah.
Lucius, like, can I build one of these rooms on our boat?
I mean, not really. I'm not trying to figure out the logic behind this. Is Lucius's thing? He's trying to puzzle together why this elaborate Saw crazy ass setup they got going on here.
Why did they have anything in this place?
Yeah, he's trying to divine the motives of the evil.
And what's next?
So, question: horrible monster screeches came from the little room?
Yeah, I kind of inclined to put as much distance between us and that as I possibly can. Step back up the hallway.
Where are we on the detect magic ritual? Has my 10 minutes come up?
Oh, I didn't hear that you were doing that ritual.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you.
He started when we started faffing around up this whole sarcophagus hallway.
Okay. You're not detecting any magic except the magic you guys came in with.
All right, so it doesn't seem like there's any like residual necromancy coming from these crypts.
Not as far as you can detect, no.
Okay.
Do we want to open one for Alex so he can do his archaeology?
Sorry, I'm still reconnecting. I have to tether my phone to the computer.
Basically, the gist is we found another one of those rooms that had a creature in it. We turned the wheel and it caused a jet of flame to come out, kind of roasting the creature a bit. We're now considering leaving.
Oh. Leaving everything?
Well, no, just
No.
leaving this room.
Just leaving this hallway.
Did you ever check the one sarcophagus that wasn't smooth?
That's where all this was.
Okay.
But all of them have that
Oh,
same
no.
smooth featurelessness. All of them have that same featurelessness
Yeah,
to them.
Yeah, it's tabletop. It's not letting me reconnect. But yeah, that's good. We can move on.
Okay, what's next?
All right.
And
Let's go check out the northwest room. How's that sound to you
Sure.
guys?
Yep.
So this room, again, you come up the hallway, goes forward about 10 or 15 feet, turns to the left this time, and ends at a stone door.
Which one are we doing?
northwest.
Yeah, okay. All right. Very slowly
Keeping Scrappy behind
Gingerly.
me.
and just I open the door.
Okay, roll initiative.
All right.
Nice, love it.
Dun, 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 dun.
You got him some hiccups.
That's me. I'm sorry.
I
Destil,
I
what are we at on
empathize.
plus?
Hiccups are the worst.
There, I just reconnected.
Oh, nice. Then
I'm
you can
rolling
deal with your own roll.
My dice got shrunkified.
It's fine. They still have the same numbers. Man, imagine if they didn't. Like, if you shrink a die, they go into the decimal place.
I rolled a 2.6 repeating. What does that mean?
Yeah, opening this door. I mean, no sooner do you get it a crack open than something on the inside presses against it, and you realize it's one of the creatures. And there is a small but gibbering horde inside, and one of them lets out a cry as they all start scrambling in your direction.
Okay, so the door is open.
The door is open. Gus, you are not surprised. If you were not expecting this on the other side of the door, then I have no respect for you.
No, I expected it. This is not the Spanish Inquisition.
You don't
Gus
sound
is
happy
the only
about
person
it.
who's expecting. He's like, let's not go back down there. These things are terrible.
All right, I'm going to hit this man with my hammer.
Do it.
That is a crit.
Okay. I mean, unnecessary.
Love to see it.
They haven't actually done anything to you yet.
They tried to eat us earlier.
Maybe not these ones. You can't tell them apart.
That's
What are you,
racist.
racist?
Excuse me?
That is 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's enough. As the one pushing the door open falls under the force of your blow.
Can I don't know, use my bonus action to like pull the door closed?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, I pull the door closed.
Wait, were
Awesome.
there more in there? What did we see on the other side?
About
He said there was a small but gibbering horde.
small but gibbering horde.
Well, now what are we gonna do?
So you push the door closed and you're keeping your weight against it?
Yep, and I'm just gonna be like, so, now what?
Seeker, you're up.
I'm gonna come over here,
Mhm.
and if Gus opens up the door, or the door opens up, I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on one of those gibbering hordes.
So you're readying an action.
Yes,
You can't cast Toll the Dead on the whole horde. You have to cast it on one of the individuals in the horde.
it'll be the first one.
Sure. Florian, you're up.
Front runner.
Do I have line of sight on any of this?
No, because the door's closed.
And I don't think I can really weasel my way there.
if the door is open, does he have line of sight?
You could be in this space right here if you want.
Okay.
No.
Does this help
that's
my
fine.
line of sight problems?
I mean, the only problem with line of sight from your position is the door's closed. You can't see
No,
into the
here we
room.
go. Here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Here's what we're gonna do.
I'm gonna cast Bless on Alexander and Gustavus and Lucius.
Okay.
That is what I'm going to do.
And you're staying put there?
Yes. Y'all be blessed.
Gus,
Yep.
I need a strength check.
That is a 20.
That is way more than us. So you feel the force of a couple of the chittering creatures on the other side. These disgusting ashen skin blind humanoids trying to push and force the door open, but you managed to hold against it.
Question about our surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
This door. How tall is this door? Is it? We're going to be in the same situation we were in here?
No,
Where-
this isn't a very tall archway. The difference between this door here was this was a big archway set of double doors out into the main room. This one here is just a small, standard-sized stone door at the end of this hallway leading into the room beyond.
Okay, that's why I slammed it shut. I kind of panicked.
So they would be able to climb the wall overhead if you're in the doorway, but they wouldn't be able to do it without entering or exiting your threat range.
Uh-huh.
That's going
Okay.
to bring us to Lucius.
Okay, I can't get line of sight from my position.
You could if the
To
door was open.
whatever would be through the door.
If the door was open, you could, but it's not. So,
Stop being such a coward. We've got them. We got
Wow, listen to this
advantage
guy.
time.
Gustavus is like, this is a dangerous situation. The only reason I'm coming down here is because of my love for my companions. And he's the first one in line. And he got Scrappy thrown at him earlier.
Didn't even catch him.
So, Lucius, you're staying put there?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay put there. I'm going to ready an action to fire an Eldritch Blast at the first creature that I see when that door inevitably opens.
Okay. And Alex.
Yeah, Alex kneels down, props his crossbow up, nods to Gus, and readies an action to shoot the furthest creature the furthest one of these creatures he can see when the door opens, so we don't all just kill the same one.
All right. Gus, what you got?
Yeah, I'm going to sigh, and I'm going to let the door. I'm going to step away from the door and just hit the first one that comes. I'm going to just step back and let them open the door.
Okay, and that happens. So this is the first one that's going to come through the door. So that triggers like 18 held actions.
I think it's Lucius's held action, right? Or
Free Lucius.
yeah. Cast an Eldritch Blast. That's 24 to hit.
That hits.
Pleased to be enjoying 15 force damage.
That's enough. That one is dead. Who else had a held action for the first one they see open coming through the door?
I got a fresh one.
Okay. Well, I mean, you don't get to take it because the first one you saw come through just died. So you and Lucius both
I had a
attacked
held
the same
action
one.
for the one in the back, so I'm
This
assuming
one?
it's going to get cover.
Yeah, I'll give him partial cover because he's got a buddy in front of him.
That's the crit.
What are you guys doing? Knock it off.
Killing things.
I don't have an infinite number of these guys.
Oh, good to know, guys. There's no infinite number.
Yes, excellent. All right, we did it. We finally got an information.
That'll deal... Jeez, 15 magical piercing damage.
That's enough. Put him on the ground.
Yeah, I'll take my 8 temporary hit points.
And nobody else had a held action, correct?
All right, I'm going to throw my spear at this one.
Do it.
That is probably not going to hit. That is a. Oh wait, I'm blessed. I might
You are blessed.
eke it out with a bless.
Hashtag blessed.
Oh,
Nice.
7, 11. That is 13.
No problem. Oh,
All
13
right,
to hit?
cool. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that does hit. I'm sorry, I thought you meant 13 damage.
Oh.
Oh,
We can just call it 13 damage if you want.
We can't. He's got to roll damage.
we had a.
That is 8 piercing damage, and I
Okay.
gotta back out and go back in.
He is bloodied.
Yeah, same. Yeah, tabletop decided to borp.
No, I hit the undo button because I killed the guy prematurely. So, no borping.
And it killed our fog of war.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Nothing is broken.
Nothing's irreparable.
And then I'm gonna bonus action to summon my spear back to my hand.
Okay. And staying put there, and just in front of the open door.
Uh-huh.
It's going to bring us to Seeker.
All right. I am going to. I'm fresh up on spell points again. Let's give it an old classic. Let's do a sleep in the room.
All right. Roll, what is it, 5d8?
5d8. I have a question as well as we do this.
Yeah.
Do these guys radiate magic at all?
No.
Okay. Good to know.
I mean, you haven't seen him dance yet, though. So.
Magic.
Then not quite good to go then.
23 hit points.
So, the injured one in front of you falls asleep, and which of these two do you want?
I want this one.
All right, so he's asleep. And he's asleep and bloodied. Moving or staying
Love it.
put?
Love to see it. I'm staying put.
All right, it's going to bring us to Florian.
Okay.
Actually, I'll back up so Florian can get a better view if he wants it.
Yeah. What do I have line of sight on?
Anything you can use the ruler to draw a line to. I don't think you have any problem hitting any of these three guys if you want.
Just don't magic missile the sleeping one back awake to do 4 damage to it.
Sounds like an amazing idea.
It does sound like an amazing idea, but I am going to magic missile the one that's still awake.
Okay.
It's going to be level 1.
How much automatic damage do you get because the spell is BS?
3.
I don't know what you're talking
6.
about.
It's gonna be 6 damage.
6 damage.
That is 14 damage.
That's enough.
I love magic missile. Where have you been my whole life?
And now let's get a coup de grace from our melee boys.
Florian, moving or staying put?
Let's mosey back away. Whoops, that's not me. That's me.
Okay. My guys are all asleep, so that's going to bring us to
Lucius, you can probably take out this sleeping one. That's bloodied. No problem.
Oh yeah, no, I'll totally drop it then. Although, hey, since it's a range
You won't
attack,
get the
it's
crit,
prone.
but I think your plus still makes it worth it.
He's probably only he's only got like 3 hit points probably, so you're good.
Well, I mean, I got a hit, which he'd be doing a disadvantage because he's prone.
What are you attacking with?
But he's
If I
asleep,
were to
so
attack with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
so you get advantage.
Yeah, and if
Yeah,
you
so-
miss, then no harm, no foul.
Yeah, it cancels out.
Right. Okay. That's a 16 to hit.
That'll do it.
Don't forget to blast.
Doesn't.
Right.
You're good.
I mean, alright, I know. Then it's, It's a 17 to hit. That's 9 force damage.
That's enough. Kill a man while he's asleep. Wait, who's the coward?
Okay. Lucius looks in here and goes to this corner.
Lucius, entering the room, getting a good look at what's actually going into. The, ooh, my revealer broke again. The shape of the room, like the state of it, rather. It looks lived in by these creatures. Flaps of skin, old bones, and things strewed around. But there are a couple of permanent features in the room. First of all, there's a door in the back wall here. Second, Here you see a stone, what at first glance looks like a table or something, but it's a little too small to be a table. Looking at it, you see it's the shape and size of like a church pulpit. On the front of it, at one point, would have been some kind of carving, some kind of elaborate design. But it's been badly damaged, and it's impossible to tell what the design might have been. And then you got this mofo just snoring away.
Sawing logs. Go for it. It's the end of Lucius's turn.
Alex, can you be the guy?
Move to there and coup de grace with a crossbow?
It won't count with a crossbow. You can't crit.
No, you have to be adjacent. It's not that you...
He's right.
Oh!
You gotta be within 5 feet.
Yep.
Sweet. Love it. Love to see it. Love to hear it.
That's still a 7?
7
No,
to
wait.
hit?
I rolled 2 ones. No, do I even have to roll to hit if I'm coup de grace?
Yes.
You still have to roll a hit.
Oh, okay.
If you don't, it'll be a lot easier to kill you guys, that's for sure.
That'll hit an armor class of 26.
Yeah, that's good.
For 7 damage.
For 7 damage. 7's not enough to actually kill him.
He wakes up prone.
He's
Gus,
bloodied,
let's finish him off.
wakes up prone and screaming.
Oh wait, it's still Scrappy's turn.
Scrappy will get him.
Scrappy hits an armor class of 9.
9 is not gonna do it.
Gus will kill him.
Is Scrappy moving or staying put?
Scrappy had to move to get in there.
It's gonna bring us to Gus. Gus, can you be the guy?
Gus is going to stand here, and he is going to hit him with my hammer.
Okay, you've got advantage on the hit, because he's laying prone.
So that is a 23 to hit.
23 does hit.
Math is hard.
Can you do less than 2 points of damage?
No, but I can tell you that I did 8 points of damage.
More than enough. So yeah, in this room you have, it looks like a living space for these creatures. But you have a door against the back wall here. And you have this strange stone pulpit that has what looks like a desecrated carving on the front of it.
Get some light in here real quick.
Yeah, I can light up Pebble. Is there any chance for me to try and identify what the symbol on the pulpit was if I go up to it and investigate it with a light?
No, when you go up and investigate it with a light, and Gus still has a lit torch and has this whole time, as far as I'm aware.
Oh. Okay.
You're not able to discern
No,
the
he's
shape of
standing
it
on me.
in any way, but the damage to it looks like it was done deliberately. It looks like it was done with axes and hammers.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a sacrilegious icon that was destroyed by the Dunfoss military.
Oh, yep, that's what it says to me.
Sounds good to me.
So, door?
Searching?
Gus, stepping in front of this door, it looks a little different from the other doors in the place in that it's very dusty. It's going to push open just like the rest of them have up to this point, or pull from your perspective, I guess. But it looks like this door has not been disturbed in a very long time. The creatures have not been using it.
Before we go in there, this door is closed.
Yeah.
We've closed this door.
Push
It's
that one.
closed.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm going to try the handle and try to open it.
Okay. You open it up into a small, featureless room. Against the back of the wall, you see the wreckage of what at one point might have been some kinds of racks or shelving, or maybe even tables along the back wall, but they've all been smashed and destroyed, left here to rot. So now it's just splinters of wood along the back. Here and there you see a couple of metal hooks in the wall where you may have leaned a spear against or some such. In its heyday, this room might have been an armory.
Well, I guess just kind of gonna kick my way through the rubble.
Hey, yeah, there's nothing of value as you
I'm
come
gonna
in with a light.
investigate the walls for secret doors.
Let's get that investigation check.
Oh, I'll help you with that.
Okay.
Is that a good idea? The last 2 times we found a secret door, there has been a
So that
horrible
comes
flesh
out-
monster in there.
The hell did I do here? I don't. Never mind. We're not going to worry
Said
about it.
21 on investigate.
Against the north wall here, you find another brick in place that's not been mortared. Just like in the room with the pool.
All right. Do you want to pull it out, or do you want me to?
I think you should.
To be
Okay.
honest with you guys, I feel kind of uncomfortable about leaving that flesh monster back there.
You think we should put it out of its misery?
Yeah.
I'm in agreement.
Gus, you pull the brick out and you reveal a recess exactly like the previous 2, with a wooden peg inside attached to a wheel.
I'm going to turn the wheel.
Until it. Well, give me a strength check to get it moving.
Yep. That is. Do I add bless to strength checks?
No. Save
No.
those on attack rolls.
Okay, that is a 16.
Okay, so yeah, you have no problem getting it turning, and you want to try to turn it till you can't anymore.
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
yep. Same thing.
Same thing. Start with a DC 10. Let me know which is the first one you fail.
That's a pass. Waste of a natural 20. That is a pass. You said it goes up by 5 every time,
Yeah.
right?
So the next one's going to be DC 20,
All right. Pass.
DC 25.
I can't make this one.
Take a cigarette on it.
So
It's fail.
you turn it, you grab several more pegs you did last time, and to the point where you're straining at the very end of it, and you realize you're at the end of your strength. So this time you let it go and pull your arm clear as the wheel snaps, and you hear it rattle violently. And then the bright gouts happen again, and you hear them inside hissing and roaring for probably a good 10 or 12 seconds longer than the previous one. But you don't hear any screaming inside. And then eventually the gouts die away, the hissing stops, and the brightness coming through the little brick recess that your hand was in fades away.
Says to me that not all these chambers had creatures trapped in them.
There's a door, isn't there? There was a door in that other one, so there's probably a door here too.
And seeking around at the wall, you're able to trace bricks where you see the cracks in the mortar zigzagging down the wall. If you were to push really hard against one side or the other, you'll be able to get it to pivot like the previous one did.
All right. Das Boot. Open it.
You push open into a small chamber, about 10 feet by 10 feet. And you see the same pipes attached high up in the wall. And you see the same metal spikes in the north side against the far side of the wall. But there's no creature impaled in this room.
So where are the pipes going? So we know these pipes are going this way.
In the high corner of the rooms, and each of the corners pointed in towards the center.
Okay. I got you. Man, they must have a lot of alchemical fire in a cistern somewhere.
I think it's maybe magical fire. Seems pretty mechanical.
If it was magical, then Seeker would have found something when he cast Detect Magic earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's got to be alchemical, which means that
Yeah. there's
honestly, the
definitely-
most valuable thing we can find is where they're keeping all of this storage. Probably.
Yeah.
So, here's a concern that just occurred to me. These creatures have been down here. Like this place was raised what, a couple of 100 years ago, right?
Something like that.
Like 60 or 70.
It was a
was-
while.
Okay, well,
It was long enough ago that there is some disagreement as to how long ago it was.
okay, well,
They kept at
suffice to say, these creatures have been the creatures that we found thus far have been imprisoned down here for this long, without any kind of like I don't know if the Dunfossian soldiers, you know, either they just ignored them, they were sloppy and ignored these things, or missed them, or something else has been working down here.
Yeah, maybe they moved in.
Seeker,
This is a pretty.
Yeah.
give me a wisdom check.
I will give you a wisdom check as soon as I almost kill myself sliding on my floor.
Right. Do that first.
Yeah,
Let me know when you're done.
I'm good. That is a 15.
If Lucius is
17.
right,
I'm sorry.
and the Dunfossian army was sloppy and just missed these secret doors with their creatures inside, they probably missed treasure too.
That's true, and Seeker was already thinking that. Don't worry, I don't need any number of wisdom checks to think that.
So did you guys want to double back to the other one?
To the one on the
Yeah,
north.
I think we should take out that creature, just because I don't feel comfortable leaving it here for two reasons. One, who knows who else is going to blunder into it? Who knows if it can get free like that other one did? And two, it seems like it's in a miserable sort of state.
Do we want to?
Florian,
Step on
did
the
you
game for
hear
something
that the thing has multiple names?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think maybe it's like some sort of torture where they like bound a bunch of souls together and like do you think the fire just hurts it but doesn't kill it?
I think that's exactly what's going on, yeah. That's why I
Yeah.
want to go kill it.
Yeah.
The question I have for you is when we do kill it, how many graves do you have to dig?
We didn't dig a grave for the other one. It's fine.
That's true.
Yet.
I can tell you right now, Gus is not digging any holes this session.
This is why we have a mechanical giant badger. It's very good at digging.
It's like its hands just kind of turn around, and then there's a shovel on the other side.
What's next?
So are we going back over here?
Yeah, let's go take out
Step
that
out-
creature.
Step out of game. Do we want to take a break before we do that?
Do you?
It's-
Do you need to take a break?
I'm a little bit peckish. Yeah.
I was gonna go till 4:45. We can take our break now.
Okay.
A little peckish, because he's a 19th century aristocrat
He would make a wonderful 19th century aristocrat.
with a monocle. All right, so let's go ahead and take a break here. We'll reconvene in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
I was just getting in character.